Hello guys. Patch Note is here. Let's see what's inside. New legendary costumes. You guys already know about it. Master difficulty open. Master boss new skill added.
Disclaimer.
Well, hello all fellow mominators and welcome to my mom vlog. As you may have noticed, I have a new little baby addition to this channel. He's such a little cutie, isn't he? And I just saw this new trend on TikTok about how to name your precious little baby bundle. Oh yes, indeed, it's gonna be so beautiful. So simply what you do to make the name unique is to just bash their head into a keyboard, because that will create a unique pattern that only your baby will be able to recreate. Isn't that beautiful? Let's see what we got. That's a bit incomprehensible. No worries, because phonetically that is pronounced Angel. Isn't it such a beautiful name? They will never have issues in class lists or job interviews. It just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Follow me for more hinged mommy tips.
I swear one day I'm gonna rip that wig off and the rest of my hair is gonna come along with it too. Okay, I think this one actually starts sliding down when I bashed the baby to the desk. Oh man, that sounds bad out of context. I messed up everything, as I always do. Well, good evening, laddies, lasses, and lassos. Welcome to the Click. You smell absolutely astounding today. And don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. I see you there, sitting at home, being like, wow, my day has been way too good, better watch some Click. That's a good compliment to myself. Or maybe you had a bad day, and you want to pick up the mood by watching the Click. I mean, whichever version works for you, I suppose. We're all masochists here anyway. There is a trend online that we have sniffed on a little bit before, and it doesn't smell as good as you, by the way. And it's the trend of a horrible quirkiness when it comes to naming your baby or child, and oftentimes it just ends up being a completely incomprehensible mess, or it's just some quirky name spelling that no one will ever be able to comprehend. Like, man, as a dyslexic person, this is like nightmare fuel galore. So welcome to Tragedies, where we try to name babies unique things, but it just turns out to be absolutely incomprehensible and horrible. Welcome. I do hope that you enjoy.
For a girl, I sorta like the name Everly.
Lemao. There is a subreddit called r/tragedy that is all about tragic names that parents are choosing for their kids, which I subscribe to.
Just keeping track. Oh, that's on there?
No, but tragedy, i.e. tragedy, sounds suspiciously close to Everly. Lol. I might need to veto Everly, but I'll marinate on it for a bit. What about, for a boy, Frodo? Ah, Frodo, not Frodo. Freaks. Giving it a French flair. Oh, yes, indeed. Gonna give it le French. Oh, God.
Ah, the Fellowship of the Ringleath.
My sister is having a boy. She's naming him Ghostin, pronounced Ghostin. Okay, Ghost, okay. It's her friend's nickname who overdosed on fentanyl at her house. She and her boyfriend used to be addicted as well. You're naming your child after, like, the overdose occurrence. And also, like, you know, the phonetical spelling doesn't align with the text at all. Okay, yeah, that's a choice. I was honest when I was first told it and said it was an interesting name. She claims that everyone else she has told loves the name except for my mom and I. They asked 3 people. 2 of them didn't like it, so everyone except you 2 liked it. One day, that kid is going to ask where his name came from, and I'm just embarrassed for the poor kid. They want to raise him to be a skater. And the skater boy said, see a fentanyl ghostin'. My sister doesn't even skateboard. What is it? Okay, normally, parents usually pressure the kids heavily to, I don't know, be like a doctor or something. But these parents are gonna be heavily pressuring this kid to be a skater boy. And also named him Ghostin' after a fentanyl overdose. Like, I think there are better ways to, like, honor people that have passed. I don't even know if this person passed away or not. But if you want to honor someone, I think there's a better way of doing it than naming your, like, baby after like, a drug-related incident. You know, that's... No, what? Got rudely corrected by a tragedy's parent in the wild. Checking kids into children's church today. A parent told me his kid's name was Jackson, so I wrote a name tag for Jackson. Then he said, "It's spelled Jackson." So I kept a straight face and politely wrote a new name tag. No judgment. Then he said, "If you write Jackson again, I'll know you're just being ignorant. Ask how to spell it next time." And then he walked away. Ah, yes indeed, using a super quirky spelling for a name, not clarifying ahead of time, and them getting upset when people assume it's like the most common way of spelling a name. You know, there are names in the world, like take for example Eric as a simple thing. You can spell it both C and K, and if you want to make sure someone doesn't get it wrong, you clarify which letter it is. In other languages, this can also happen. For example, take in Sweden, you can have passion, for example, which is a name, which can be spelled with E, or it can be spelled with Ä, which is the A with the 2 dots on top of it. So if you want to make sure that someone has a name and it can be spelled 2 ways, commonly you clarify which way it is. My name is Passion, with an X, and 3 Zs somewhere. Cousin asked me to rate some names. Was worse than I was expecting. My cousin is expecting her first baby. Today she texted me some name ideas, and I think 80% of them are tragedies. They are, for a girl, abstinence, which is also very ironic considering how babies are made, but anyway, Eleni, pronounced Elani, Aurora, why don't you spell it? God, Sicily, which she swears is a city in Italy? Does she mean like Sicily or something? Oh. There is a chopper. It's probably looking for me because my memes are so good. Okay, passed for safe. Jewel, I wish I was kidding. For a boy, Eastern. Oh, okay. Bexar, pronounced bear. How do you get Bexar to be pronounced bear? I swear to God, at this point, I feel like just half of these parents are like appropriating my dyslexia or something like that. Is that what they're trying to do? Anyway, let's keep reading, shall we? Houston, Foreman, Fitz, our great-grandmother's maiden name. Fitz sounds like a pretty cool name. It's easy to spell. Okay, fair enough. I have tried to talk her out of this and tell her these are terrible ideas. But my aunt loves them, and I must vent to the internet before I resort to screaming into the unfeeling void. Syphily is supposed to mean Sicily. Yeah, I called it! That's the only thing it could be, right? Autocorrect or ignorance. The world may never know. This reminds me of the story of that girl that claimed that they were named after a region in like Scotland or something like that, like an American girl. And then they talked to another Scottish person, and it turns out their parents thought it was a region, but it were just named after like a stop sign. Oh my god. Can you imagine when you're like 20 something and you figure out your name is just like a stop sign in a foreign language? F me, man. Editu asked what her BF thought. His name ideas were Elena for a girl and Brian for a boy. Wild stuff. Yeah, that sounds more like a bit more reasonable than the freaking syphilis thing.
Ah, yes, little syphilis. Amazing name for a child.
Oh my god, the sun is coming out. Bask in my reflected glory.